Good evening, everyone. There are a number of organizations that fulfill end-of-life wishes for people who are unfortunately suffering from terminal illnesses. For both children and adults, the most common destinations requested for end-of-life trips are Disneyland and Hawaii. Shopping sprees to various stores are also in the top 5. The common denominator among most requests made to these organizations usually involve something materialistic or experiential to fulfill a need that the person has yet to fill. Our Parshat also has an end-of-life theme in it. Yaakov Avinu passes away. Yaakov, one of the forefathers of the Jewish people, he dies. And before he passes on to the world of truth, he gathers his children to bless them. And through his blessings, through his brachos, we can see his mindset into what he felt life was all about. One of the most famous parts of his overall blessing is the refrain, Hamalach hagoel osi, the angel that redeemed me from anything bad. May that angel be the conduit of blessing to empower my descendants. This pasuk, this verse, Hamalach hagoel, is famous because of the many tunes that have been sung to those beautiful words. But it is also part of the children's aliyah on Simchas Torah, Kol HaNa'arim, where after the children come up, they read their verse, and then the whole congregation will get up and they'll sing that beautiful verse to them. It's also part of the blessing that Yaakov gave to Menashe and Ephraim. But what exactly is Yaakov blessing them with? The Or HaChaim, an 18th century biblical commentator, provides insight into the 3 major points that Yaakov included in this blessing. The first one is to be holy like the Avos, to be holy like the forefathers of the Jewish people. The second point is that their descendants should be as great as the forefathers, and that God grant them a path to allow them to achieve that inherent greatness that is lying within them. And the third point, and probably the most important point, is that their descendants be loved by God, that their descendants have a close relationship to their Creator. This blessing sheds a lot of light on Yaakov's mentality. For him, it wasn't money, it wasn't accumulating stuff, it wasn't power, it wasn't anything like that that was important to him. He wanted that his descendants should achieve their own greatness, that they should be holy Jews, and that they should be close to God. Yaakov's ideal would probably be that if his descendant was going to suffer from a debilitating illness that would end their life, unfortunately in an untimely fashion, that this child of his would pick some sort of initiative that would leave the world in a better place than he or she entered it. That it wouldn't be just about what can you get before you go, but what can you give, what can you plant, what can you build, filling out what your potential could have been. But why did our rabbi set this prayer, set this blessing, to be said at Kol HaNa'arim, and that we should bless our children with these beautiful words and instruct them to say these beautiful words before they go to sleep at night? I think the answer is that so we can remind ourselves that we need to create a framework to allow this blessing, to allow this bracha to become actualized. We need to ensure that our community, that our shuls are focused on these things, that we focus on helping our kids achieve their greatness, to achieve their potential, and that we emphasize holiness and godliness instead of opulence and decadence. Let us internalize the message of Hamalach hagoel, and let us try to import this concept into our lives, the lives of our children, and those of our community around us. Have a great week.